So now we have a person who is in charge of education, the Department of Education, which primarily oversees the public school system for the United States of America. And now that we have educators at the table, how do we think the selection and the confirmation of Betsy Devos as Secretary of Education is really going to affect our children?
So we speak as black people as being one monolithic group. And the truth of the matter is that we aren't. One of the major platforms of the Republican administration nationally has been around the issue of not charter education, but around the issue of vouchers. And being able to take money that was once designated for public education and send it to private education. Now, I know that the Calvert School tuition is somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000 a year. I know that if you could get the $18,000 that it costs to send a Baltimore child to public schools, and if you could utilize that as a credit for the amount of money that you pay times two, that it would make sense for you to do it.
Absolutely.
So we have two groups in America. We have a group of Americans who understand the issue of vouchers and how to make it easier for middle class families to ensure that their children get a quality education.
But why not put that money into public education?
Because
what? Put the money in the public education.
I'm not arguing whether we should put it either place. What I am arguing is that they are two separate conversations.
They shouldn't be.
There's a conversation that's around middle class families who live in inner cities where they do not feel comfortable sending their children to public schools.
Because their public schools does not have the things they need. They are cutting hundreds of thousands of dollars from Baltimore City public schools right now, where principals have to lay off people because the money has been taken away. Why are you taking away money from public schools? That's why they don't feel comfortable sending their kids. They don't have what they need.
In supporting your point, man, for me, I think it's a plan to destroy and get rid of public education. This is why I say that. For me, in this perceived and illusory state of democracy, which we don't have, when you have public services which are really based on the principle of solidarity, I pay taxes so that kid across the street can go to school. I pay taxes so that we can take care of our elderly community. Social Security, these are supposed to be honored and celebrated times. That's what makes America great. We take care of our people. So the public education is a system that supports the creation and the growth of true democracy. So when you have, and they just did it right now, they just made a one-sentence bill to get rid of the Department of Education, right? So now in doing that, they put a woman who is has experience in charter private school system to run a public department. And they even talk about, like you mentioned, good brother, $20 billion they want to shift now from the tax base to what? A voucher program. To do what? Give underprivileged children an opportunity to get a voucher to now pay that our hard-earned tax money into a private system. Like you said, why don't you? Because they don't want it to exist. Take that $20 billion and put it in public education and make it work, because they don't care about I believe in this country, it's elites against those that have not.
So I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that general because I think there are public schools that are in certain neighborhoods. I think it comes down to where the public school is, because there are public schools, certain public school systems in Baltimore County, even some schools in Baltimore City, Howard County, different county public schools that are phenomenal. Absolutely. That people are moving into those locations so that they can send their kids to those. So it's not as general as public school versus private school voucher, but it's about.